I'd love to know your thoughts on Assassin's Creed Shadows, because that's one of those things that that's
Bro, how
what
long you got?
I know we could literally spend the entire episode talking about it. I mean, give me a
Yeah.
quick rundown what you think of that whole craziness that's going on there.
Oh, and where do I start? You know, so look, I had a very similar experience uh
Did,
during Origins.
did you
Yep.
really?
When I was announced that I was playing Bayek, it was interesting. It was fascinating because there was a mixture of comments and thoughts. Mainly a lot of people being like, "Oh, why didn't they cast an Egyptian actor?" First of all, he's the funny ones are like, why didn't they cast an Egyptian actor? This guy is African, but he is an Egyptian, and I'm like, you do realize that Egypt's in Africa, right? So there's those that there's that ones. Um, there was moments of commenting on my accent and being like, why is his accent sounding Nigerian or African? And I'm like, what does that even mean? And, it should be Egyptian when actually, if you look at it, the sort of the Egyptian accent of today is it wouldn't have necessarily been reflective of the accent of that time because it was before the Arab sort of influence. You know, there was there was a lot of animosity to um to Bayek, to my casting of Bayek. And I kind of washed it aside and put it aside and just did my thing because I knew I was a massive fan of Assassin's Creed, and I was like, as long as I can just have fun and play and just be a kid, man, like that's all I care about. Like this is a dream job for me. I want it to be a dream
So that
job.
didn't
However,
plague anything for you.
it did and it didn't. I think like in
Okay.
my head it was just a feeling of, look, I just want to do my job. Like I just want to
Yeah.
have fun and enjoy this. Like I don't want I've got to almost shut myself off
Mm.
from the whole thing because otherwise it is just gonna tack and play on my mind. It's funny, like the period during filming of it all, before any announcement of it all, before any of this stuff, is wonderful because you're already wrestling with your own demons to a degree as well. You're thinking, am I doing it good enough? Is am I hitting these scenes right? Am I hitting the emotions right? You're worried and plagued about your own demons, and you can kind of wrestle them. But when you're wrestling other people's demons, it becomes a lot. And I think like that, but then the work's already done, and you're like, well, I just hope people like it. So, and it's funny because that happened during Origins, and we've had how many games? Like three, four, maybe games in between from Origins. We had Odyssey. We then had
Valhalla.
Valhalla.
Yeah.
We had Mirage. Um, maybe some other little bits and pieces, but we've had a bit of a gap. And now Shadows gets announced, and it's when we're here again. Even probably, even I could even argue even worse. Like, and it's a bit like, and this is my issue with it all. This is my, like, you've got some people who legitimately, or I say legitimately with, very kind of, again, with the nuance of it, who are saying, look, it would have been nice if we had maybe a Japanese, protagonist, uh, both male and female. It would have been nice. And it's like, you know what? That's your opinion. Cool. Say that. That's all fine. Then you've got other people there who are using that to piggyback off of posting photos of a samurai in like a monkey in a samurai outfit.
Mm.
And it's like, do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And this is the thing. This is why I'm like, hang on, where is this actually coming from? And I feel like this is what I mean by nuance. It's like it's different when you're posting it online because it almost becomes like this echo chamber of, you think that everyone else is agreeing with you, and actually there are bad agents out there. But look, don't get me wrong, I actually love the fact that we're looking at Yasuke as a protagonist. I think it's actually really bold because this character has existed in the realms of arts as well as in existence in history for a very long time. And the fact that Assassin's Creed, which are notably known for not necessarily using uh real life figures as playable characters, to now do this, I think that's really bold and interesting, because then that means, like, I wonder where they go to next and do the same thing and what they play on it. Like, for a very long time, like, we've known, like, Hitler was a Templar within the sort of the franchise, you know, and it's like, that's really, you know, there's something really interesting there, like what you're going to play with there. And it's like, I think it's truly the people who love the franchise and who love and know the world as a whole are kind of like, actually, there's something really interesting here, and I can't wait to see what they do with the story, because we're just judging this off of marketing and a cinematic trailer. But again, I don't know. I just think I just feel like, as I say, like, I'm just observing it. There is this sense of, I guess the question that comes to mind is like, why doesn't the actor deserve to kind of enjoy and play in that world? What is it? Why does it feel like they've almost taken this role away from someone else or done something else? And again, I pull from even like my own kind of experiences of, like, I say with Bayek, why isn't this actor Egyptian? Why are we using him? And then it comes down to, as well, like, even with like House of the Dragon, they're like, you know, this guy's taking this role from someone else. Like, why are the Valerians black, for example?
Oh,
and it's you know what I mean? And it's like, and look, and I'm not necessarily saying that it's there, as I say, like, there are some people out there who actually do, who want to have a dialogue about, like, who are asking why, right? And who are generally like, why? And I think that answer may come through the game when it's out and you play the story, or it might not. But the thing is, it's like, it's okay to ask why. I'm just not comfortable, and I just don't like the idea of the reasoning behind asking why, and it's stemming from a place of animosity. I've been saying this for a while, and I think, like, you know, this is something that I'm also realizing. I think maybe it's a bit of the time of today. Games are an art form. They've always been an art form. It's a form of expression, and it's a tool in order to use to progress. What I'm now witnessing is it's kind of becoming a weapon. And it's like, and I don't necessarily feel like that's a nice thing. You know?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean,
sorry, I'm getting real deep. It's probably really late for you and really early for me.
No, I'm loving this.